sure to check out Agelessgeeks.com for your figures and collectibles. Be sure to check out our podcast, hosted by me, Daredevil19, and Starblast Studios. The link to our podcast on Spotify is in the description, and we do a lot of awesome topics from figures to anime and just a ton of other stuff. What is going on, everybody? Daredevil19 here with Starblast Studios. And if you don't know who he is, then I guess you're new to my channel, because he's constantly on it. All right. So, today in this video, we're going to be going over a controversial topic. Which movie Venom figure is better, the Marvel Legends or the SHF Figuarts? Which one is worth more of the price? Which one isn't? Stay tuned and find out today!
So starting off with the Marvel Legend, Hasbro demands pretty much like between $20 to $30 retail price. I believe it was actually $20 when this first came out, and this took the Marvel Legends line by storm, with just how well detailed and articulated this Venom is. This is probably considered to be one of the actual best Marvel Legend figures we have ever seen. The detail on here is magnificent. The paint apps, you know, go very well. Even the lines and such are sculpted, and the articulation is supreme. So Figuarts comes out with their own Venom figure much later,
which is like an extra $100, which is that's what's keeping a lot of people away from it, which I completely understand. Who wants to spend $130 on a Venom when you can go and get the Marvel Legends one? So right there, money wise, if you don't want to be spending an excessive amount of money on a Venom, I would feel like Marvel Legends would be the better choice money-wise. It's still around retail. It's in between like $30-$40. You can find it right now. So if you want something not as expensive and you're still going to get a badass figure, the Marvel Legends one, definitely 100%. Today, it's still one of the best, I think, Marvel Legends figures around.
Okay, talking about sculpting wise and everything, I will say this though, the SH Figuarts does seem to have Marvel Legends beat in the sculpting department. However, this is it's not like the most outlandish thing that I think is going to make a difference in what people end up deciding to buy. One big example though, if we just compare, you know, the faces, when you look at the eyes, the amount of sculpted detail that you can actually see going around the eyes on the Figuarts version, there's clearly a lot of symbiote goop going around there. Whereas with Marvel Legends, they have a much more clean look on their end of the figure, which I think some people may or may not prefer. However, like it does kind of give off like a different sort of like, you know, ethnicity to it. But in terms of accuracy, the SH Figuarts is more accurate in that department for the way that it looks.
I don't know if you noticed, he also has some nice shading in the corners of his eyes in the front. Nice little like grayish, bluish type shading. So, continuing on now with the appearance. So, a lot of people want Venom to just be black, which that's what he is. His symbiote's all black, which is what the Marvel Legends one is, 100%. There's no like gray or blue shading on that, right? No, right?
In that regard, the Marvel Legend is more accurate than the Figuarts, just because we've never seen Venom with that blue shading anywhere in the movie at all, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. See, it's not a shading. What it is, it's like, it's not a flat black like that. It's like they mixed black and blue. It's a super, super dark blue. But I mean, if you don't have lights on it, it's going to look black. But yeah, I see why people weren't happy with the color of this, and they want that more, what is that, like a jet black, where it's just like a flat black. You know what I mean? That's what people want for Venom's symbiote, which I agree. So with the colors, because the veins, they're pretty much the same colors. One thing about the veins, I do like the veins a little more in the Figuarts. I feel like on the Marvel Legends, they're a little too thick, but they're still real nice. They're sculpted and painted, just like this one. So that's something I would choose on this over that.
Perhaps, but I don't think that's just going to win people over for it's not enough to win people over for the SH Figuarts.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, the veins sold me on it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but yeah, the color I do like better with the Marvel Legends one. And the Marvel Legends one does have a sculpted texture all throughout it too, right?
Yeah, it does. It definitely
Yeah.
does. Like this figure, this reminds me of one of the Toy Biz era stuff in that there is sculpting all around, and it does not feel cheap.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel flat all over. They definitely did, a very good job over it. You can still argue
Yep.
that okay, Figuarts has a better sculpt and whatnot, but that doesn't mean that Marvel
Yeah.
Legends is absent of its sculpt either. It does a very good job with what it has. Now, I will say
Correct.
this.
Yeah.
One thing that the Figuarts definitely wins over the Marvel Legends is the amount of accessories that it comes with. With the Marvel Legends, the amount of accessories you get is very lackluster. Only getting 2 pairs of fists, 2 pairs of open grabbing hands, and then for the heads you just get one regular smiling face and then the tongue sticking out face. That's it.
And also, even though we're saying like that's all you're getting, that's still pretty good for Marvel Legends. I mean, they could have thrown in a couple more things, but still, if it did retail at that $20, $22 price tag, that's pretty good. You at least get some more display and posing options with those accessories. At least it wasn't just a pair of hands and that was it. They also gave you the open mouth with the tongue out. But with the figure arts now, so the figure arts with the hands, he doesn't really have too many more. So he has the open hands as we see. Then he has the fists, just like the Legends. The extra hands he has, I forgot when he did this. I'm sure he's done it a few times. They're just pointing finger hands. So he does have a pair of these. Yeah, I forgot when he did that, though. I mean,
I don't remember either. Maybe he's pointing at
Yeah.
himself. Maybe he's pointing at another guy. Maybe he's just, I don't know.
It's something.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah, and then another thing, just like with that Venom, we have the closed smiling face. And then that one has another head sculpt, very similar to this one. Like, the mouth isn't super wide, right?
Yeah,
Pictures
I apologize.
should be popping up.
Yeah, I don't have my accessory right, with this Venom currently out right now. I can't seem to find it, but yes, I will say
it's similar
for sure.
to that.
For sure, though, the Figuarts definitely has a better looking, like amount of detail, like around the mouth and
then-
around, Oh, you got an even bigger mouth too that he comes
Yeah,
with.
this
so
is
just
the one I really like because it looks like he's about to. Whoops! It looks like he's about. It looks like he's about to eat someone's head. But I do like it. So you have the closed one, opened, and then super wide open. So definitely good with just those accessories. Then you do get 2 more things. One
the weapons,
accessory,
right?
Pretty much. One is the tendrils, and then the other one is kind of like a tendril coming off, and then it has Venom's head. Remember in the first one?
That's a very
really-
strange accessory though, because you're not really gonna find any use for that. They didn't introduce any like Eddie Brock figure or anything, so
Yeah.
it's kind of a pointless accessory.
Yeah, the only thing I saw somebody use it as was with a Spider-Man figure, which is the only thing you really can use it for, so it's good maybe for ACBA or something with that. But really, it's a pointless accessory for this figure unless you have the movie Eddie Brock, but I don't see a lot of people buying that.
I didn't even know there was one.
No, there isn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they make one, like, I don't really want one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to buy that just for that accessory. But the last main accessory, he does have like a little stand for that head, but it's kind of crappy. It's better using a regular Tamashi stand. So we do have the tendrils, and the piece comes off on the back here.
But case in point, you can definitely see just how many more accessories the Figuarts has to the Marvel Legends. So in that regard, so that's two things that the Figuarts has beaten at Marvel Legends is the sculpted detail and accessories. That is fact. But Marvel Legends seems to have won it over in terms of price point and other and maybe actually might be able to say like they tie in terms of overall accuracy, you can say that they're tied in that regard.
Yeah, I think they both did a good job with that. I don't think either company was really off with
at that point
capturing Venom.
Well, at that point, it's more so your personal preference. I personally would say that the Marvel Legends is more accurate because that extra sculpting and such isn't going to be like as necessary to the naked eye, especially when the colors on the Marvel Legends are more accurate than Figuarts.
Yeah, and you could just clearly see how good the all black does look. Like I said, it doesn't bother me that like right now it's kind of like you can't see it on camera, this one, but when it's not like fully in the light, it doesn't look like that. But yeah, the all black does look much better than this blue sheenish paint that they chose to use. So, but yeah, so far Marvel Legends is pretty much in the lead. What really damages this one is the price point and that bluish paint that they used, or color they used for him.
Overall, I think what's going to ultimately determine which one of these figures win is the articulation. So, let's go ahead and bring the figures over to the camera and compare the articulation. Starting them off in a vanilla pose. Let's get these figures, in a normal thing, and then we'll compare each other's articulation and whatnot.
Yes. Yeah, and we'll see which one has more range, which one will be giving you better movement for your money.
So, in terms of the head articulation, the Marvel Legends on a double ball peg, so he can look up this much. Let's see how much the Figuarts can look up. A lot more than Marvel Legends.
He looks up really good. But
he looks up very good.
Looking down, it looks down pretty good, too.
Okay, yeah, Figuarts still seems to have that, moving around side to side. Yeah. It's because of the fact that it's still on a double ball peg. Is the Figuarts on a double ball peg, too?
Same. No, remember, it's that weird joint. This is another thing that's really weird about this. How thin this joint is, and it is a hinge. Yeah.
That is very strange.
But it's weird. I've never got an SH Figuarts with a joint so tiny like that. But it is super simple to swap. Like, look how easy. That's it. So it's not hard to swap it. It's just scary how small it is. But the pivot on both of them seem pretty good.
Yeah, they're not the worst in the world.
Yeah, you do have a similar joint to Marvel Legends, actually, the upper neck joint, because it's a hinge.
No, Marvel Legends Marvel Legends here, they don't do a hinge.
Right. They have the double ball peg, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now that's funny. They go back to Marvel Legends old ways, but, I mean, they have the ball joint on the lower neck.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm honestly surprised they didn't do like the Figuarts type of joint, that they're usually doing with all of their stuff, the ball hinge and such. So
yeah, maybe it didn't work, but oh well.
I don't know.
Okay, what are we doing now?
For the arms, this is going to be another big difference between Marvel Legends and Figuarts. So this straight up, Marvel Legends does not have a butterfly joint. Figuarts, I believe, does.
Right? Yeah, you get a little pretty good.
Is that a necessary amount of movement? That depends on on the posing accessory and what you're trying to do.
Yeah, look, you can't really get his arms. I mean, you could probably almost cross his arms, but they're not that effective going forward. They're more effective going back.
If anything, it's like it kind of goes to show, like, the arms can, get the you can get the same amount of range.
It looks like that might actually go in a little. Hold on, let's see. Oh, here. It might go in. They go about the same, actually. I was going to say Marvel Legends look like it went in a little more. So
that butterfly joint is pretty much pointless. Essentially.
Yeah.
Even then, because you can see how far the arms can go back, on the joint that they add in as well. Oh, actually, I have to. Well, I have to mess around with it a little bit more. You've got to.
How far out to the side do the arms go? Like Venoms go pretty good on here. Well, they're both Venom, but the Figuarts, they go out to the side pretty good.
Let me see here.
But I mean, if you just swivel any joint around, though, you can make any arm go directly up. So
we're gonna put vanilla pose. Sorry, not vanilla pose. T-posing. Let's see here. This is how high the arms can go on this.
He's posing. Yeah, he goes a little more than 90. But I mean, that's what you really need on a figure, 90 degrees.
Yeah, Marvel Legends is you're not gonna need that vastly amounts.
Bicep swivel.
Oh, bicep swivel. Yeah, of course. Sorry, forgot about the rest of the arm. Yeah, bicep swivel.
Yeah, and then elbows. How are the elbows on that? This just goes a little more than 90.
It only goes that far. Marvel Legends beats it significantly.
Yeah. See, that Figuarts definitely should have been able to squeeze that in there. Yeah, he can dab. And then the last is the wrist joints. But we all know the swivel and then the ball hinge on Figuarts, and you can move it all around.
With Marvel Legends, it's a bit different. They pretty much built the joint into the hand, which you take off. You're gonna get a little bit more. It's kind of like a
basic. Yeah, it's like the basic Marvel Legends wrist joints there.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, I mean, you go back and forth though. The hinge. Let's see. That probably hinges more. Yeah, going forward, that looks like it hinges more than.
I doubt
Going
people
up.
are going to care about this
Yeah,
specific part.
that really won't matter. So, but yeah, that was something else you were trying to mention before we get into the legs.
Oh no, the ab crunch. This is the big thing.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right. The ab crunch. Yeah, this I know beats Figuarts. I mean, this Venom does still go forward okay, but he's not. That's almost 90. That's almost 90 right there for Marvel Legends. Then going back, and then also wait. Look at well, you can go
this
back.
This is combining both joints. Oh, there's gapping there. Yeah. Oh man,
that's something a lot of people don't like. All right, going back, they seem kind of similar.
I don't blame people for preferring Marvel Legends because see this joint adds in for like so much more, posability and everything like that going all the way around and such. What's the waist on that one? I think with
figures, to me, I feel like it always just comes down to personal preference. What do you like better? It's not like that one's better. No, that one is. Everybody thinks something's better than this or that. It's really what you prefer, So
well, I think it's just like people. Figures. It's about like people trying to be wise with their money. Like which figures should you spend your money on? We don't got not everyone can afford to buy both. Video. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot I had this on pre-order, so now we're up to the legs. Correct.
Hold on, waist swivel. What's the waist? What's the?
Oh yeah. Like, mine's real tight. You hear that? Oh, God. I don't even
yikes.
Oh, no. Oh, God, that's scary. The swivel's better at the torso. I'm not moving it. I was just trying to put it back.
Okay. Yeah, so Venom on the Marvel Legends does not have a waist swivel over here. It's just like the cut that, for the crunch, the ab crunch and such.
Oh,
but I think that pretty much provides all you're going to need anyways.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah, you don't want a super tight joint. So the
how far can the legs kick up?
Yeah, they just go about 90. Yeah, those... Looks like he's doing the can dance. Can.
Well, actually, hold on. It looks like he's going more than he actually is because the ab crunch kind of helps out with that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he goes a little more than 90. He just hits 90.
Okay, so. Marvel Legends still beats it. Okay.
Going back really doesn't matter. I mean, you don't really put the legs back much, right?
Unless you're doing walking posing. Okay, no, Marvel Legends.
Yeah, but really as long as they can go back like there, it should be all right. Then I'm pretty sure that. Oh yeah, thigh swivel. Then we'll Van Damme it. Yeah, the thigh swivel is pretty much that can go in a full 360. This cannot. So I don't know if that matters to people. But yeah, that's something there. Now the Van Damme it. Let's see who can do it. I think Figuarts a little more.
Yeah.
Or is it because how the yeah?
No, I mean,
they're almost.
They're very
close.
Same.
Yeah,
they're very close.
All right. Now the knee joints. This is a point of articulation that kind of caught us both off guard. I mean, they both do go all the way back, but if you look at the Marvel Legends, that goes all the way back.
Yeah,
but
kidding.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So
that is really
that's
good.
a point where you get a little more movement there than the ankles. So usually we get the basic, you get, this is a ball hinge.
They can go this far forward on the Marvel Legends. It basically is like the Marvel Legends kind of cut right there.
Yeah, let me do it on this one too.
And I think Marvel Legends kind of got a little bit better on that.
All right, there we go.
Actually, no, that's about the same.
Yeah, they seem about the same. I just had it at a bad angle. Going down. Ooh, I think. Up. Wow. I think we might have another tie.
Interesting.
Let me bend that back. And then pivot.
Okay, ankle rockers is like super duper good on this thing.
Yes. So
on Marvel Legends.
Pretty much 90-degree bend.
Okay, well this one can go a lot more than like 90 degrees. It can flip in all the way just because the design.
You know what it is? Joint. The Marvel Legends though, they have the rocker type joint, so it'll pivot. But if you keep pivoting it, it'll like just go in a circle.
Yeah, ultimately, it's like I think in terms of design, the Marvel Legend has better ankle articulation. You just can get more out of it.
Yeah, you get the pivot out of both. I think the ankle joints on both are really good. And then a toe hinge, good for like walking poses. That's probably is there a toe hinge on there? Yeah, I don't think you really need it for a walking pose, but if you want the toe hinge. That's the only point of articulation that this really has over that.
Yeah. So overall, like really looking at it, trying to look at it objectively as I can, I really think the Marvel Legends has it over in articulation. The toe, like some of the articulation points.
Yeah, it had more. I think the neck is the only thing that really beat Marvel Legends.
Yeah, but the thing that in the
arms
areas
going out.
True, but in the areas that mattered most when it comes to figures, Marvel Legends does take a huge like the torso.
Kick more forward. Yeah, the torso better than this. I have tight joints. I don't even think there's pivot up here.
When you can bring the leg this far and almost hitting
and
the head.
especially for Spider-Man type characters like Spider-Man, that's the type of leg movement you really need. I mean,
exactly.
You can still get this Venom in some cool poses. Like you can get both of them in cool poses This is what it boils down to. If you do not want to spend over $100 on this Venom, and it's really like a win-win, but it's also if you're spending this much money on this, and there's a lot of things that work better with the Marvel Legends compared to this. That's kind of like, what? But, I mean, you do get all the accessories with this one. That beat that. I think Articulation probably beat this by a little bit. Accessories, this even beat that one by a little bit. I mean, you just get an extra set of hands, an extra face, the tendrils, and then that other accessory.
But even then, there is other ways that you can get more accessories for this Venom where you don't have to spend $100. You can actually get these third-party stuff to go along with this. I
think there's stuff on eBay too, right?
Yeah, and just with those accessories you can get with this online that I can add into this, you're still getting when you just by adding that in, you're still making objectively more accessories with that amount of money than you are with that Figuarts version.
Yeah. And like I said, even though that's not retail right now, you could still pretty much get it for retail for $30 to $40 in between that price range. So you're still getting a good figure, even though you might be paying a couple dollars more. It's not like Dragon Ball Figuarts figure. If you miss out on it, it jumps up $500.
Yeah.
So
thankfully, this is still relatively easy to get.
Yeah, which is if you're not going to go with Figuarts and you don't want to spend the $130, go with the Marvel Legends. It's worth the money. Really, that is one of the best Marvel Legends figures Hasbro has put out to date. It really is.
I love this figure. Personally,
I've owned a lot of them.
And sometimes the thing is, I will say this, when posing action figures and such, I find that at times Marvel Legends is doesn't give you that type of play factor and such when messing around and posing around and such that Marvel Legends tend to give you.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. McFarlane Toys is like that to me as well. A lot of toy companies are like that to me. There's only so much you could do with certain figures, but I feel like that Venom, you get a bit more range out of it. It's kind of like how they do their Spider-Man figures,
It's because of the fact that when they actually produce the figures, they're a lot more. How do I say this? It feels like a lot more of the stuff is meant to be connected. Whereas with Figuarts, you can definitely tell a lot of the pieces that go together are separate pieces and whatnot. So for example, the bottom of the torso here, it's clearly one piece on the Marvel Legends. When you look at the Figuarts, the legs and he kind of has for lack of a better term, this diaper whatnot around it that. It's all in
looks
separate
like he's
pieces.
Wearing a thong too.
Yeah. So,
and then he also has that gap there. So I know a lot of people aren't fans when you see big gaps like that. I mean, it's on his back, so you're not gonna have him posed really looking away. But still, it's still an eyesore to people who don't like gaps in torso joints and such.
Engineering wise, I can see why they do stuff like that, but in this is one of those cases where even there's not as much complication going on, and less definitely provides more because you don't get all of that breakage in the sculpt like like how you can see over here.
Yeah, so if you want someone that does not, you also do not want as much breakage in the sculpt, Marvel Legends is also the better route for that. If you like playability and posing, I do have a lot of fun posing this guy around. The Marvel Legends one is also a lot of fun too.
I remember you used to do a review on the Marvel Legends? Do you still have that figure?
I don't.
Understandable. Okay.
Yeah.
I find that ultimately this video is meant to just give you guys the information as to which Venom you will pick. You might prefer the Marvel. You might prefer the Marvel Legends. You might prefer the Figuarts. This actually, for me personally, solidified my thoughts on pretty much keeping the Marvel Legends and not really going for the Figuarts. I don't find it necessary to go for the Figuarts for my budget and whatnot, but I can also see the appeal as for people going to pick up the Marvel Legends not the Marvels, the Figuarts. Ultimately, what's most important as a figure collector is what you're buying. As long as you know what you're buying and you want to get the Figuarts or you want to get the Marvel Legends, go for it.
You know what you're buying, you're happy with it once you get it, and if you're satisfied with what you got and this video helped you out, that's exactly what the video is for. I know there's people who don't like Legends and don't collect them. They only collect imports and higher end figures, which I understand. There's also collectors out there who do not collect imports and love Marvel Legends. There's also collectors who collect a little bit of everything, like you and me. So we figured this video would help out any collector who had questions. Another thing, if you're a little rough with his neck articulation, it pops right off that tiny joint. I mean, you just gotta pop it back on, but
I like this one in that more regard because you can mess around with the neck and try to reach for more. Actually, you can make him look even higher, but it does break the sculpts. Yeah. But because of the nature of the plastic, you can just kind of have it behold, and it just pops off when you force it too much. You get more forceability and such with this figure in that regard. Me personally, I'm sticking with Marvel Legends, but you might like the Figuarts more. Ultimately,
I already got it. I'm just gonna keep it.
Yeah, keep it.
I do like it though. I love both of them. It's just we're doing this to help our fellow collectors out. But continue, Starblast.
I was about to say, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Who has won this competition? The Marvel Legends or the SH Figuarts?